Welcome to TimeStudio. This is an overview of what TimeStudio is and how TimeStudio can help you in your research. So, first of all, TimeStudio is a scientific workflow tool that runs in MATLAB. This means that you can build a sequence of algorithms that will process any kind of data and that you can apply the same workflow to lots of different datasets. Your building blocks will be plugins that comes together with TimeStudio or that you download from the internet. The typical plugins include a plugin to read a data file, filtering plugins, plugins to find artifacts, and plugins for statistical tests. Since it is possible to develop own custom plugins, you can analyze more or less anything. Second, TimeStudio has an integrated distribution tool. So getting your studies done is one thing, but getting them used is equally important. Therefore, TimeStudio allows you to upload and share your studies from within the main program, and it is equally easy to download and run workflows that has already been published. And even better, the distribution tool will help you collaborate and design workflows with other labs using TimeStudio. It all works like this. A researcher has an idea and pilots some data. He or she builds a workflow and finds some interesting results. Now he uses a distribution tool with the password protection and sends it to the boss and the team. Now they start working on the workflow together and improves it until it is done. The team writes a paper that is published, and in the publication they write the unique workflow identifier and logs any editing of the workflow for the future. Now anyone can find the workflow, download it and run the workflow themselves. They even get access to the source codes and user interfaces to adjust parameter settings and can start using the workflow on their own data. The workflow can be further improved, but will get a new unique workflow identifier so that a published workflow will be archived and remain unchanged. And third, the TimeStudio project includes online resources to help spreading new successful paradigms and valid scientific findings. You can also find video tutorials and help sections to get you productive at the moment. So to illustrate how fast you can get working, I will install TimeStudio with MATLAB and download a workflow. So first I start with opening MATLAB, and I have not installed anything else but MATLAB for this, and I just need to type one command. This command will download the whole TimeStudio software and install it. It will create a folder called TimeStudio. So once it is done, you just enter the folder and run the program. So now we have TimeStudio installed on this computer. This is the main user interface where we have a list of subjects and a list of plugins that will be the actual workflow. Now let's find a workflow that has been published already. So this is the TimeStudio project web pages, and in the workflows section we can find recent study workflows. We can just copy the unique workflow identifier, and we can open it. There we go. Once we download it, it found that we had some overlapping plugins, and we get a short abstract of what this workflow is doing. So this workflow apparently reads some eye tracking data from Adobe and plots all the gaze data. And it seems to be a very simple example. It only has 2 plugins in the workflow. It has 3 subjects, and we can just run the analysis to see what it does. It plots the data. Very simple. Now to continue on this, you can look at the different plugins that are available. So for eye tracking we have things like gaze replays, where we can see how the participants track an object. Lots of other stuff that you can do. So what's included in the core package is core, eye tracking, skin conductance, and a template. And that's it. Thank you for viewing this tutorial, and I hope to see you in the community.